Hi there, Dan Hogan here. Probably going to have to put up with a bit of wind howl. It's just the way it goes. I make no apologies for getting out to the great outdoors to do an introduction to News and Storytelling 1. Now, why am I outdoors? I'm outdoors because that's the great thing about journalism. A newsroom is probably the most dreary place on the planet, and we've got the advantage on this unit, wherever possible, getting you outside. That's going around the university, going into the community, Winton, Boscombe, going to Crown Court to go and report on events. And maybe walking along the seashore, where I am now, possibly getting wet when you walk along by the tide. Okay, so I'm on the shoreline here. I would go and say during this course you're going to meet 3 people. I'll do myself first, rather rudely, but there we are. My name's Dan. I've been a journalist for years and years and years. I couldn't bore you on that one, but I've worked for nationals, I've worked for television and radio, and now I teach journalism and creative writing. You might think, well, where does the creative writing come in journalism? I would argue that journalism is insanely creative, and you need to be able to tell a story in a way that's going to command people's attention. So that's me. You're also going to meet a young guy, Dan Davis. Now, Dan was on the journalism course just a few years ago, but what he has gone and done, he's carved out a career for himself working for the Mail Online. In addition to that, he's taken on responsibility by working on their news desk. So he's a guy who really has had an exceptionally intense career in a very short time. You're also going to meet Saeed Rashid, and Saeed is well, he's going to teach you 2 main things. First, he's going to teach you how to do InDesign and how to go and design a magazine or a newspaper that will really capture people's imagination. Good use of images, good use of graphic design, fonts, snazzy, whizzy headlines, capturing people's imagination. And then Saeed is also going to teach you something else, which is photography. He's a very gifted photographer. In fact, he specialises in a very specialised area, and that is underwater photography. It's something that's taken him around the world, so he's really exceptional, and we're lucky to have him on the team. So that's Dan, Saeed and myself, so the 2 Dans. In addition to that, the course, I'll give you a very brief outline. There's sort of 3 main parts. The first part, doing your research, making sure you've got your background worked out before you do a story, knowing what you can usefully do, be informed, know what the facts are before you get along to cover something. The next thing, doing your interview. We'll be working on interview skills, making sure that you have got the confidence to interview someone, and perhaps even immerse yourself in their life a little bit. And then the last one, the writing up, telling the story. It's called news and storytelling. You've got to find the news, then you've got to go and knock it into shape to tell the story. And the main 3 tips I'm going to give you on that are these: to write short, so that means keeping sentences pretty under control, 20 to 25 words. Simple, write simple. Simplicity is a neat trick if you can pull it off. Sometimes really complicated things take a long time to go and break down into simple parts, and that requires a real skill. So simplicity is a neat trick if you can pull it off. Human beings don't like abstractions. They don't like it if you write in a, for want of a better term, BS way. They like to know what you're talking about. And the last one is human. Know your audience. That's a really deep thing. You've got to know about the psychology of your reader. You've got to know about what makes them tick. Okay, so that's news and storytelling. And just to sum up, the main thing, if you take nothing out of today other than this, I'm hoping to get you out to explore the wider world so you can see this beautiful place where you've come to study and find out about the extraordinary stories that we'll dig up during this unit. So it should be fun, and I'm hoping that we will recreate a very authentic experience to you of a newsroom. But on top of that, I'm hoping the newsroom is going to be a very humane place. It's going to be a place where we will tell good journalistic stories, but also do that in a way which is going to be conducive to you learning and also shaping the newsroom of the future. So hopefully it will be almost a utopia. All right, that's me. Take care. See you soon.